It ain't Thursday.
Friday is the new Thursday.
I know. We'll make do. Welcome everybody to Zia Comic Weekly. Joey and Troy checking it on a Friday. It's a Friday, and the reason we're doing this on a Friday is because some recovery time apparently was needed.
Because we suck.
And obviously, we need a better watch. That's what happens when you have watches like this, that the battery dies. And then, yeah, next thing you know, you got to charge it so that way you get the right time of day. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in on a Friday, a special edition of Zia Comics Weekly. What's up, Troy? How's it going? How's everything now? Life after Comic Con. How's it going, man?
Yeah, this one was a big one. It's the first time we brought in multiple big guests, and it was a big leap of faith because it comes out of my pocket. and if it hadn't worked, my bank account would have been empty.
We would be seeing Troy doing OnlyFans.
I would have been crying. Yeah, whatever, man. You got to make that money.
Yeah, I know. He's about to sell some feet pictures.
I hope that's all it would be.
I mean, hey, depending on how much you lost, it would have been more than feet pic. That's that premium OnlyFans account. Oh, man. But everything looks great. Everything was great, man. Give us the recap, man. How did everything go? Obviously, we had some friends out there that had a great time. Break it all down for us. How'd it go?
Man, the airlines this year were crazy bad. There were so many delays. Shatner was delayed getting in on Saturday. We had Brian Arsky was delayed getting in. There were some other delays that didn't affect their show time, but yeah, the airlines are just really bad this year.
Oh, man. So, but it looks like Shatner got there, was able to do some of his appearances.
Yeah.
It just there was a lot going on, man. Just looking at socials and so many different outlets, there was literally something for everybody, right?
Yeah, we try to get something for everybody. We got all the sci-fi with with Shatner, and you got the ancient alien people with Giorgio Tsoukalos, who is probably the nicest guest I think we've ever had. He was just amazing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Esposito was busy all weekend. Foley was busy all weekend. Then the horror guys and the voice actors, they had pretty decent lines. But all in all, Celebrity Row was pretty busy.
So
along with the photo ops. I saw your guys' photo op with Martin.
I was actually just looking for that photo. Now, I was telling Martine, one of the people that I was excited to go see, it was Esposito and, of course, Shatner, right? And then I mentioned Mick Foley. So Martine sends us a photo when he met Shatner, and we were so excited for him that, we're like, well, haters will say it's fake. And I'm looking for the photo right now, and I mean, it looks pretty legit to me.
You were there in spirit.
I mean, when you're there in spirit, I mean, that's always a good thing.
Oh, so. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely real.
Yeah. Now, Troy mentioned on Facebook, he says, if you would have showed up dressed like that,
I would have paid for it.
I would have paid for it.
Most definitely, I would have.
Troy, I don't embarrass easy, man. Trust me. You need me to wear an outfit, I am ready for it, no matter what. So you say the word. If you need me to dress up, I'm there to dress up, man.
I will keep that in mind.
So, of course, everything with El Paso Comic Con. Talk a little bit about just the reaction, the fan reaction, and this was a pretty big one, being the first one since everything that's happened since the pandemic and things being closed. What was it like, man? Just having everybody there. It looked packed, man.
It was our highest ticket sales yet. I mean, it was crazy packed. What was cool, I don't know if you saw the video on Sunday, we had the low century opening for sorry about that. I thought I turned that off. Yeah, we had the low.
You just reminded me, by the way. Hold on.
Trying to do it without looking at it.
Yeah.
For kids that don't deal well with crowds or loud noises, things like that. Mike D's Big Adventure in El Paso. We did it last year, and we had maybe 60, 70 people. This year, all those nonprofits down there got together, and dude, there was over 400 and some kids for that Low Century opening. And we let them
Wow.
in free an hour before it opens, so they can experience it without all the noise and crowd and stuff like that. And then if they want to stay the rest of the day, we don't care. We let them.
Yeah.
And we found what happened is, they'll get in there without the big crowds and noises and stuff. And it's kind of like when you put the frog in the water and then start boiling it. The crowd starts coming in and building, and the noise starts building. And before they know it, they're in the middle of a crowd with a lot of noise.
Uh-huh.
And then they figure out, oh, I can handle this. It's just that slow immersion rather than just throwing them into a big crowd.
Yeah, no, oh my gosh, man, that is, and not only that, but to get the community around it,
Yeah.
to have this available for them to experience it as well, because I mean, you don't want to limit it, and those that are really into comics, those are into, some of the guests. I mean, we've been hearing for the last couple of weeks of some of the guests that's going to be there, and everybody was able to experience it. That's so cool.
Yeah, we were really happy with the turnout on that. Hopefully next year it'll be even more. Yeah, that was just crazy amazing. But like you said, there was something for everybody. It wasn't just celebrities. We had, some arcade stuff set up. We had a bunch of the movie memorabilia cars.
Yeah,
So the
which
gear
I saw the Batman one.
Yeah, the Batmobile, the A-Team van, the Mystery Machine.
Yes.
And I was kind of skeptical about the Mystery Machine. I was like, yeah, who's going to want to see that? Dude, they had a line the whole weekend of people wanting to get in that Mystery Machine. I was just like, wow, okay. I didn't know.
Bro, it's a classic car. It's the Mystery Machine. It's like, who would, if that, I actually might have leaned more toward that one than the Batmobile, just because.
A lot of people did. And we had Herbie the Love Bug. That thing was crazy popular.
See, I mean, there's just some, I don't know, man. I think I'd have to go Mystery Machine over the Love Bug. I think that's what we have
and
to
then
go.
The A-Team van and the Ghostbuster stuff. I mean, we had stuff for everybody. It was all encompassing.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. And I'm sure it gets the mind going for, the Las Cruces Comic Con. I'm pretty sure you're looking at El Paso Comic Con and thinking, well, you take some of the, what worked, what didn't work, and you get ready not only for next year's Comic Con, but then, you got Las Cruces Comic Con that's just right around the corner.
Speaking of which, we signed the contract, so we could probably go ahead and announce it.
Let's do it.
Adams Radio Group is going to be the radio sponsor for Las Cruces Comic Con.
That is correct. So it's exciting, man.
Yeah, that's our first real sponsor, so we're kind of excited.
I know we saw it and we're just like, okay, let's this was definitely one that we were excited to announce, man. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I think we even talked about maybe doing this show live out there. Would be kind of cool to get some people involved and just having people be a part of even the podcast and even having some of our shows out there as well. Yeah,
I'm all for it. Like I said, I go by the thing, a rising tide lifts all boats. I'm not trying to exclude people. I want everybody to be able to benefit from it, especially sponsors. We want you guys to feel that it's worth your time and effort. So.
Yeah. Oh man, it's
looking forward to it, man. It's endless what we can do.
Oh man, and the excitement, especially once you're coming off of an amazing El Paso Comic Con, and now we get to do it all. You get to do it all over again, and this time we get to do it in our backyard of Las Cruces. So it's going to be exciting. So dates, it's coming up in August.
August 20th and 21st. It's just going to be 2 days.
Yes.
It's going to be a smaller event, of course. It's a smaller convention center. That doesn't mean it's not going to be as much fun. It's just we have to scale things down. And it's the first ones in 5 years.
Yeah.
Because the convention center had construction going on, and then right after they finished construction, boom, COVID. So.
Yeah. And it's and I don't think a lot of people have actually been to the convention center since the renovation. I mean, because like you said, I mean, there's been a lot that has been added to it, and there's just so much now. Then your COVID hit, so I think this is going to be kind of a reintroduction for a lot of people that haven't been out to the convention center in a while. There's
a hotel next to the convention center now.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Where did that come from? Yeah,
and it's Troy. I remember the hotel opens up, and I remember they're having the grand opening and everything, and then it's around that time that everything happened. Yep. So I mean, there was so much that could potentially happen. And then now here we are getting a chance to really go for it, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, we're hoping we can make it big, bigger than it was the last time we had it. And there's no reason why we can't just blow this thing up and make Cruces as big as El Paso.
Yeah. And you said this in the past, Troy, especially with a lot of the celebrities and people that attend these. I think when we show out, I think this then puts it on the radar for future, celebrities and artists and movie makers, and just, hey, this is somewhere we need to add to our stops when they're going to the different cons around the country.
Yeah, not just cons, just for any events. A lot of these guys have the same reps, they have multiple reps. And when the reps send somebody here and they do really well, they'll tell their other guys, hey man, why don't you stop here on your way to Albuquerque? They did, my other guys did really well there. So, I mean, the word gets around and these guys talk to each other. So, I mean, yeah, like you said, if you show out for them, you're going to start getting bigger and better people. And we proved that in El Paso.
Man, Troy, now I'm thinking about it, man. I probably shouldn't have said that thing about I'll dress up in costume, because I didn't realize. It's like, oh, great. Now, did I just commit to 2 days of wearing a costume at Las Cruces Comic Con?
I've got a Ruby's catalog over there this thick of costumes I can buy. We can find something good.
Well, you guys be looking for me. Just check out for one of the costumes. I'll probably be in one of those, man. So, of course, more details to follow with Las Cruces Comic Con as we, get closer and closer. I mean, I think a lot of our, viewers and, listeners have seen that we're talking about it. Next, you blink and it's here.
Yeah, and a lot of people are excited for Las Cruces Comic Con to come back. So, I don't sleep on it. I think it's gonna surprise a lot of people.
Definitely is. And like I said, more to follow. Will definitely be, more information is going to be coming out. So make sure you guys stay tuned. And, every Thursday, we'll definitely be getting you guys updated. And of course, Troy, I'm sure there'll be times where you'll pop into the studio as well to update us. Because it's not just, it's an all station thing, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, it's not just Hot 103. It's Adam's Radio Group doing this. So.
Yeah, he's gonna go country, then classic rock, and then we might even get a little oldies.
Hey, I grew up in Indiana. I know all about country. I can DJ that channel, brother.
Oh, there you go. See, so I think I know who's gonna be filling in for me when I go on vacation. So I'll call Troy and, hey man, your shift is 3 to 7. So
I work cheap.
Hey, so do I. Oh man, Troy, I mean, with everything that has been going on with El Paso Comic Con and then now turning around, been catching up on anything? Moon Knight? What's been going on with you, man? What have you been keeping up with?
Have you watched any of Moon Knight yet?
No, I have not. I had started Moon Knight. Funny story. I started Moon Knight when it was last weekend. 3 minutes into the first episode, we lose power. Which I was like, okay, we're watching on TV, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch it on my tablet. Well, no Wi-Fi,
no
power. And
the internet runs on electricity too.
Right. I was like, I'm not about to watch the first episode of Moon Knight on my phone. So it's like, okay. So only something like this, Troy, happens to me when it comes to this, because I was like, all right, we'll start watching it. I'm like, okay, I'm really ready. And then
wow,
power at the in-laws' house. I was like, so this just happens normally, right? That you guys just in the middle of the day lose power? What's going on here? So yeah, but no. We're 4 episodes now into Moon Knight, right? 5?
Yeah, one more to go.
Okay, so yes, I'm definitely going to need to catch up as far as before we get there. Overall thoughts on Moon Knight? What have you been thinking? So far, so good.
I've been loving it. They still haven't introduced his third persona, the Jake Loxley, the cab driver one.
Yeah.
But man, they've gone in and they've kind of given him backstory about his. They're doing dissociative identity disorder thing with it, and they actually pulled in a consultant because they wanted to get it right. They didn't want all this backlash like they had with Split.
Yeah.
So they brought him in, and supposedly it's very accurate to how the dissociative identity disorder actually works, and it's just so good. And there's so many references to other events in the MCU that it's not like the other series where it kind of glances over a little bit. This one, it hits them all. You find out about the snap, and Thanos' snap, and all the everything, how it ties in with Moon Knight.
Wow.
And I like it because it really centers on Egyptian gods instead of superpowers and stuff like that. This guy's power comes from an Egyptian god.
So you got to appreciate it, though, because it's not all, Iron Man's and Captain America's, though, because it's a different take on the superhero. And then, and that's another thing with this. I was wondering if they were going to talk about the snap, because we've seen it lightly referenced in other things. I mean, obviously Spider-Man being one of the most obvious ones, but then as we saw in some of the other shows, it was referenced. I mean, it was referenced in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was referenced a little bit in WandaVision, probably not as much in WandaVision, but knowing that, the MCU isn't, isn't kind of putting that storyline to bed, they're still incorporating it.
Yeah. It especially episode 5, you see that a lot. It's just all around a good show. I can't believe there's only one more episode left, because I want to see a lot more. I don't know how they're going to tie it up in one episode, or if it's just going to be a big cliffhanger for next season.
Yeah, I have a feeling with these 6-episode shows that they've been doing with Marvel, I think we get season 2s of them. I'm excited for it, because I know we're going to get another Loki. From what it sounds like, we may get another Moon Knight. So
I hope so.
Yeah, well, I tell you, man, I have every intention, and I'm gonna keep up. I need to watch it before we get to the finale, because I tell you, man, the craziness of fatherhood and life, that you don't just get to just watch Moon Knight like you used to, or I'm gonna just sit back and binge. It don't work like that. You're watching Baby Shark for 6 hours.
Or Paw Patrol or Coco Melon.
Oh man, let me tell you. Troy. So next week, I didn't even realize, man, Doctor Strange comes out next week.
Multiverse of Madness, yeah.
The more and more we keep getting these final trailers, man, what are you excited for? Because let me tell you, I think we're going to get a lot of cameos.
Oh, yeah, and you're going to see a lot of alternate versions of characters. And it's bringing a lot more of the mystical characters into the MCU, because they were kind of hesitant. They didn't know if they wanted to bring in mystical characters. They didn't know if it would work. But I think Doctor Strange, the first one, kind of proved, people want to see that stuff.
Yeah, I got to thank TikTok, because there's always someone on TikTok that's trying to spoil before the movie comes out. And there's been so many theories of, are we going to see an alternate universe Spider-Man? Are we going to see an alternate universe Iron Man? I don't know. It's going to be a lot.
Well, Marvel's been getting smart now, though. They throw out a lot of red herrings too, and let people go chase that down while they're actually working on something different.
Yeah, no, and I think they also got to be careful with who they tell the secrets to, because obviously there's a lot of those that will leak something, and sometimes it's by mistake. So yeah, Tom Holland. They call it the Tom Holland effect. It's like, hey,
he just can't stop himself. They actually won't let him do interviews by himself about MCU stuff. They always send one of the other guys.
You know what's crazy? Even doing, the interview circuit, whenever you interview some of them, when it comes to some of the movies, it's amazing, like how, tight grip they have. Like they literally will say, what questions are you asking? Like you cannot try to sneak one past them, because I mean, we've been in situations, man, where it's like, you want to interview somebody? Okay, cool. Here are your 5 questions that you can ask. If you break away
from really an interview at that point, they're telling you what to ask.
No, so here's letting a little bit of secret sometimes when it comes to some of these interview guys, just so you guys know, when we interview them, sometimes they're asking for, what questions are you going to ask? Or these are the questions you can ask. If you ask about a different project, they cut the interview. Literally,
Yes.
you're on the phone with them, and then you hit dial tone because you asked something you were not supposed to ask.
Yep.
And it's crazy. And I mean, for good reason, because you don't want somebody to spoil it because, us lovely folks, if we can get our hands on a spoiler,
everybody wants to be first. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you run with it if they're gonna let the cat out the bag? I know I've had a situation like this where, somebody accidentally, let it be known who was going to be in the new Rocky movie. Michael B. Jordan at the time, I think he prematurely announced that he was going to be Creed. And yeah, we got it. I was like, okay, cool, which they were cool with because then they announced it. But I can imagine Marvel is a little bit more strict than Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, well, they're owned by House of the Mouse now, so they're very litigious.
I don't want to be on that list that the mouse doesn't like. Can you imagine? It's like, hey, so there's this individual in Las Cruces, New Mexico, that isn't allowed at Disneyland or
Disney will disappear you.
He can't even go to the Disney store in El Paso. He's not allowed anywhere. So, but no, man. I mean, Marvel's got it, man. I think Moon Knight is setting up for. We got a few other shows that are going to be coming, to Disney Plus. Which, I mean, like you said, the mouse keeps taking our money, and we'll gladly let him.
Yeah, I'm just handing it over. I'm just signing my paycheck over to him.
Right. Like at this, and Troy and I even said, I was like, at this point, I was like, how do I just sign up for the year and be done with it? Like, hey, man, just take it for the year. We're good. Like, I don't want to have to be reminded every month that, that Mickey's taking my $13.99 or whatever it is a month. Like, hey, man, you bought me. I'm good for the next year. So, all right. So
give me entertainment in return.
I can't complain, man. I cannot complain whatsoever.
Have you watched any of those little shorts they put up? Like the little couple-minute shorts?
For which ones?
For all their Marvel stuff?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's right there. I can't remember what they call them, but they're like little shorts. Like there's one where Coulson, it's on his way to Santa Fe when Thor's hammer was found.
Oh, yes. I've seen some of them.
Yeah, he stopped some gas station robbery. It's just a bunch of little couple-minute shorts like that, and they're all really good. Watch the one with Ben Kingsley when he was doing the the 10 Rings thing.
Oh yeah,
that one is amazing. Let me know what you think about it.
Okay, so Troy's giving me homework, so I'll be watching the shorts, and obviously Moon Knight that I need to just watch finally. It's bad because
Wednesday, you can watch the whole thing.
Usually by now I'm like, Troy, you need to keep up, and here I am almost the whole series down on I'm letting Marvel fans down right now. I need to catch up on Moon Knight. So so Marvel's definitely going to be taking our paychecks for the next couple of weeks. So thank you, Marvel. We'll be good at that. Also on streaming services, you got the Batman. You guys got a couple of more days to watch the Batman. Great movie.
Oh yeah.
Man, I did not know. That was one that I had been telling you I needed to watch. I didn't think that I was going to end up having to watch it on HBO Max, but I did. I very impressed with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, and Paul Dano, the guy who did the Riddler.
Man, and
he was legitimately scary.
It creeped me out because I was having to explain to my wife. I was like, hey, that's the Riddler. And I guess a lot of us were waiting for the Jim Carrey version of the Riddler.
Oh, no. He's not over the top goofy.
No.
This guy is
nightmares, bro. Nightmares.
Yes, sir.
You also got to give it to Colin Farrell. Wow.
The makeup he had to sit through.
But and I got to give it to, especially when it comes to Marvel. I mean, we got the Danny DeVitos that were just like, oh, you're never going to be Danny DeVito's Penguin. The fact that this guy became this character and you don't even recognize him as Colin Farrell, man. I mean, the whole time it was tough for me to be like, man, that's Colin Farrell.
Yeah. He's not heartthrob in this movie.
I know, exactly, right? It was announced earlier this week that they're going to be getting a sequel, man. So
yes, they are.
Yeah, so we're gonna get a Batman sequel. Also, yesterday, unfortunately, we missed the day, man. It was Superhero Day yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so superhero day. And I thought I'd ask you, we asked this yesterday on the show, favorite superhero. And this was tough for me because you're literally saying one superhero.
Yeah, that is tough. I grew up on Spider-Man, and he's always been my fallback, my go-to. But the ones I like kind of change from year to year depending on what's going on with them. But Spider-Man's always in that top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go with Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was tough for me because we're talking about it, and it just, I don't know if it's just with the time. Like maybe it was just through the timeline, because Spider-Man is definitely top 2 for me. I remember young, the X-Men, that was just great for me. You got Wolverine. Wolverine was a top guy for a lot of us for the longest time. So I don't know. If you told me just one, I can't. Because then Martine jumped in. He's like, I thought it was Black Panther. I was like, that was at the time, man.
Yeah, that was last year, Martine.
Come on, Martine. Like, keep up. I was like, don't you understand? It's all about Thor right now.
Oh, and speaking of that, did you see the new trailer?
Yes, I did, man.
Chris Hemsworth has really good comedic timing. He's been proven that off and on with different movies.
It's tough for me to think that this could be the last one for him.
Yeah. Who else is going to be Thor?
I don't know. I don't know if they'll retire the character or if he will just appear every once in a while. But you're right, man. It's these movies. I mean, we all saw the first one. First one was great, but just as it's progressed, the comedic timing for a lot of these, it's just been so good.
Yeah, and especially with Thor.
Yeah,
they play off a lot of his Asgardian, what do you want to call it, bravado, and not knowing about Earth customs. They play it perfect.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, we have that, and then of course, Lady Thor will be introduced.
Yeah.
And then the hammer's back. So.
Yeah, and if you look, you can see the cracks in it. Somebody repaired it. So
yeah,
that is the same one that got busted by Hela.
That was the first thing I recognized. And I was like, I wasn't shocked about the fact that we were going to get, the Lady Thor. I was more at the hammer, and I was like, so how did that come back? So
Peter Dinklage fixed it.
He fixes everything, man. I hope he's in the movie too.
Well, I hope so. That they could use him to explain the hammer.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully we get him. Man, that one's going to be a good one too. Like I said, Marvel, take our paychecks. We
I don't need this money.
I know. Oh, what is this paycheck for? You know what it is? Here you go, Marvel. Just go ahead. At this point, I'm going to start investing in stock in Marvel because we're paid for it, man.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I don't think they're going to go downhill anytime soon.
Oh, man. So, of course, before we get going, Troy, any last minute things, anything going on with you guys? It's interesting talking on a Friday as we're headed into a weekend.
Yeah, well, we have a free comic book day coming up. May 7th.
Okay.
First Saturday in May, which is that's like next weekend, right?
Yeah.
In my calendar, yeah. So we're going to have a literal ton of comics to give away. Well, really not literally a ton, but it's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot.
Yeah. And we're going to do that after Farmers Market closes. We're going to start at 2 p.m. because, Farmers Market, it's a little busy down here during that time. So,
hey, man, the weather's nice now. I mean, we got some good weather, so a lot of people downtown.
Yeah. So, hopefully some people will stay over. The last couple free comic book days we did were huge. So, yeah, come down, get a couple free comics, shop around, buy some stuff. It's always a good time.
Yeah, and hopefully you get some rest between now and next week because I have a feeling we're about to be very busy over the next couple of months.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've already started. I didn't get a chance to rest. I've already started booking people for Las Cruces Comic Con, just waiting for a couple of contracts to come back.
And you guys think this guy's going to rest. And then you wonder why we're doing this on a Friday.
Because I was in a telecon with somebody else during it on Thursday and completely missed it. My bad.
Well, apparently, like I said, the watch, apparently it needs to be charged. So that's why it's like, what's today? And I'm like, Oh yeah, it's Friday, so okay, we'll figure this out.
Yeah, every day looks the same.
I know, man. It's crazy, but it's always good, man. And for those that are, jumping in late on this, we just want to say, of course, it was announced. Adams Radio Group, Zia Comics, Las Cruces Comic Con. It is coming in August. Remember to stay tuned for any details of, the minute we find out details, we're going to be letting you know. It's going to be a lot of fun, Las Cruces. We need you guys to show up and come out there and have some fun with us. Troy, if they want to connect with Zia Comics, let them know the socials so that way they can stalk you like I do on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
That's right. Make sure you guys follow them. I follow them on the TikTok. And by the way, I don't know if you saw my TikTok, the new slippers that I just got my hands on. Mario Brothers slippers.
No,
Y'all got to go check it out. Check it out. Joey on the FM. Let's just say I think I just found the perfect shoe for a Mario Brothers fan. Y'all go check that out. Don't forget to follow the Big Show on Instagram. Big Show on the FM, as well as Hot 103's Big Show on Facebook. Hot 103 on Facebook, as well as hot103.fm. Guys, this has been another episode of Zia Comics Weekly. Remember, when you see this video, jump in on the conversation. Any questions that you guys have for us, remember, we're here to answer them. We are here to tell you about all things nerd. Until next time, guys, this has been another episode of Zia Comics Weekly.
Later, nerds.